What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and to another Overwatch League update video, and today's video is going to be me recapping Sunday's episode of Watchpoint as they revealed a lot of important details about what's to come in the future over these next couple of months. And what's fun about today's video is that there's a bunch of positives and there's not really any negatives to go along with it, and that's what we need in these pressing times, right? We need a lot of good news. We've got good news ranging from the scheduling to things like hero pools getting an update. There's a lot to cover and break down here, so let's not waste any more time. Let's begin. It's probably a good idea to start off with the schedule, as that's probably a big reason why most of you clicked on this video to begin with. So, the first thing to note about the upcoming schedule is that we don't know what the games are looking like after next weekend. Right now, we don't have a full version of the revised schedule. However, one of this weekend's special guests, John Spector, the vice president of the league, has come out and said that a revised schedule could be coming out as early as next week. So keep your eyes peeled on social media, the Overwatch League's website, and over here on my YouTube channel because I'll make sure to talk about it as well. As for next weekend, well, those games have officially been set in stone and we know what they are. So on Saturday, the San Francisco Shock take on the Seoul Dynasty. Then after that, we have the Battle of LA between the Valiant and Gladiators. Then on Sunday, the Dynasty play the Gladiators and the Shock play the Valiant. And as a quick reminder, all of those games will be played online and they will still be streamed on YouTube Gaming. I have a few takes about this upcoming schedule. So for one, we finally get to see Pacific teams play again. Like, thank the Lord for that. But also, the Seoul Dynasty are finally playing. That's really exciting, right? We haven't seen them play a single match yet, and I'm really curious, like the rest of you, to see how they do. And what better way to prove yourself to the rest of the world in your debut than by defeating a team like the Shock or the Gladiators, or perhaps even both, depending on how these matches go, of course. Now, I'm sure some of you will be really sad and may even complain because we only get 4 matches next weekend, but I think of it like this. We could get nothing at all, right? We could be like real life sports where everything's just canceled altogether. So I think we should take what we've got and just be satisfied. And although we only get 4 matches, you can still expect to see a predictions video from me at the usual time on Friday. So get ready for that. It's still happening. While I'm on the topic of Friday, I should probably move over to the next piece of information we got schedule-wise. So to try and catch up with all of the matches that we've missed, starting in April, we're going to have extra matches be played on Fridays. And I mean, you're not going to hear me complain about that. The more Overwatch League action we get, the better. Now, I don't know how long these Friday matches are going to be a thing for, but we do know they're at least going to be in April. Moving on from the whole Friday match thing though, the final bit of scheduling news I have for you in this video has to do with John Spector revealing to us what the 3 geographic location groups are looking like. So, in the biggest group, we have all 10 teams residing at the Atlantic Conference. So we have the NYXL, Philly Fusion, Paris Eternal, Atlanta Reign, London Spitfire, Florida Mayhem, Washington Justice, Houston Outlaws, Toronto Defiant, and Boston Uprising, all playing in the same division. So there's a bunch of matches that could happen between those guys. So the next biggest division we have is all of the non-Chinese teams residing in the Pacific Conference. That means the LA Gladiators, LA Valiant, San Francisco Shock, Vancouver Titans, Dallas Fuel, and Seoul Dynasty will all be participating in the same group. And finally, to round out the final group, we have all of the teams in China or South Korea at the moment, meaning we have the Guangzhou Charge, Chengdu Hunters, Hangzhou Spark, and Shanghai Dragons. Over the next couple of months, your favorite team will only be playing any of the teams I named off in the same group as them, which unfortunately means that we will not have any interconference play, which means no Atlantic team will be playing against any Pacific team anytime soon. So yeah, while we're under this type of system for the league, that is what group play is going to be looking like moving forward. Okay, now let's discuss hero pools, because there's some interesting changes coming to that. But before we go into all of the details, I wanted to make it known that the hero pool we drew last weekend is still going to be into effect for these upcoming games. I'm sure like over 90% of you were already aware of this, but I wanted to clarify so we can avoid any unnecessary confusion and all be on the same page heading into this upcoming weekend. Alright, with that now out of the way, let's talk about the hero pool update. So the thing they are changing is the whole lottery system or selection process, whatever the heck you want to call it, to pick who is banned every single week. It would seem that the league has realized that the system we had before this Sunday was not the best way to go about banning heroes. It was really unfair to have the same amount of lottery tickets for every single hero, even if some heroes didn't have nearly as much playtime as others. Take the Soldier 76 ban for an example, or even the Moira ban from the first week, you know? These heroes weren't even played all that much, and yet they got banned anyway. I mean, for God's sake, Sideshow pulled Soldier 3 different times. And I mean, I don't really think that ban made much of a difference anyway. I think most people realize that by now. The only reason he really got playtime was because there was no McCree or Widow on the table. Now, this new system in place isn't going to completely protect some of these heroes who don't get a lot of playtime or who weren't going to make much much of a difference in the ban process anyway, but the likelihood of them getting selected is still a lot lower. So heroes with 10 to 25% play rate are only going to receive 1 ticket in the selection lottery. If a hero gets played 25 to 50% of the time, it's 2 tickets. 50 to 75% is 3 tickets, then 75+% will be 4 tickets. So even though we don't have complete immunity for some heroes, if we take like the second week ban phase for an example, Soldier 76 is under the 25% play threshold, so he would only get 1 ticket in the lottery, so the chances of Sideshow actually picking him there would have been a lot less. Then with a hero like Mei, for example, well, she had 58% play rate heading into that same weekend that Soldier got banned, so she would end up having 3 tickets in the lottery. So that would mean there's 3 times as many chances to get Mei over Soldier in that type of scenario. So moving forward, we could see a lot of stuff like that happen, where Mei just gets banned a ton because she's getting played so much more than a lot of these other DPS heroes in the game. Then same could be said for like D.Va, who gets played a ton, more Reinhardt bans perhaps, Ana, Lucio, etc, etc. I think you get the point by now. Now that we're done with the whole hero pool thing, there's one other important piece of information in this video we have to discuss, and that is the updated map pool heading into week 6. Starting on the 21st, as usual, we will have all the control maps available to play, but then for Assault, we'll have Hanamura, Volskaya Industries, and Paris. For Hybrid, we'll have Hollywood, Eichenwald, and Numbani. And finally on Escort, there's Rialto, Route 66, and Dorado. I'm sure a bunch of you are really disappointed to have Paris back in the rotation and to have King's Row not in the pool, but this is how it has to be, unfortunately. We have to have every single map be played a certain amount of times to make things as fair as possible. With this in mind, let me know what maps you're looking forward to seeing in this rotation down in the comment section. I, for one, am really excited about Route 66 and Numbani. With that said, those are all of the crucial details I wanted to go over from this weekend's episode of Watchpoint, but there's some other stuff they did go over. I really recommend checking that video out if you haven't already, as it's really good content. I'll leave a link to it in the description, but you get things like special guest appearances from Super and Soon, as well as why the league decided to cancel the mid-season tournament and why they're moving the All-Star break to the end of the year. Well guys, that basically does it from me, so if you did enjoy this content and you'd like to see more news videos in the future, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to let me know what you think of the current situation down in the comment section, and if you have any other questions, feel free to ask them, and I will try to the best of my ability to answer them. And as a friendly reminder, you can also follow me on Twitter at ATP Overwatch, join my Discord server through the link in the description, or purchase a channel membership today if you wish to further support me beyond my content alone. And of course, as usual, thank you all so much for watching today's video. I really do appreciate it a ton, and until next time, this is ATP, signing out. Peace.